The final days of World War II. A defeated Germany is in chaos. Its cities lie in ruins, its armies are in retreat, and a sense of impending doom hangs in the air. Yet while the world watches the Third Reich crumble, a different story is unfolding in the shadows. A story not of surrender, but of a desperate, final gamble. In the feverish desperation of a dying regime, Hitler's top scientists were allegedly working on a program so far-fetched, so technologically advanced, that it existed only in the wildest of dreams. Rumors whisper of a secret program, a clandestine team of scientists working on a weapon that could change the very fabric of reality itself. This was no ordinary tank, no new rocket or atomic bomb. This was something far more terrifying, a technological marvel known only as Die Glocke, or the Bell. For decades, this tale was dismissed as a wild fantasy, a bizarre footnote in the sprawling history of Nazi obsessions. But in recent years, a series of claims and a growing body of evidence have forced us to look again. The legend claims the Bell was a top-secret technological marvel, a machine capable of manipulating gravity and even time itself. It was supposedly tested in a hidden underground lair, leaving behind a trail of horrifying consequences. Today, we'll dive deeper than ever before into this dark and bizarre chapter of history. We'll examine the core claims, the men who created this myth, and the shocking reasons why it continues to captivate millions. We'll seek to determine if the Bell was a real wonder weapon or simply one of the greatest and most enduring hoaxes of the 20th century. Part 1. The Birth of a Legend. The story of the Nazi Bell didn't emerge from the ashes of the war. Its legend gained significant traction decades later, in the early 2000s, thanks to the Polish journalist and historian Igor Witkowski. Witkowski, a specialist in military intelligence and secret projects, claimed that while researching Polish military archives, he discovered transcripts of interrogations. These documents, he said, were the confessions of a high-ranking Nazi SS officer, Hans Kammler, to his Allied interrogators. According to Witkowski's account, Kammler, a man responsible for some of the Third Reich's most sinister and ambitious projects, allegedly revealed the existence of a mind-boggling device. Witkowski's claims were later popularized by the American author Joseph P. Farrell, who, in his book The SS Brotherhood of the Bell, expanded on the initial details and tied them to a broader narrative of Nazi occultism and hidden technology. Farrell argued that the Bell was not merely a weapon, but a machine rooted in esoteric physics that the Nazis had supposedly rediscovered. This added a layer of profound mystery and intellectual intrigue to what was, at its core, a simple tale. The story was elevated from a military secret to a mystical, almost magical object. According to this testimony, the Bell was a massive bell-shaped metallic object, approximately 15 feet (4.5 meters) high and 9 feet (2.7 meters) in diameter. It was rumored to be made of an incredibly heavy unknown alloy, and its interior was far more complex. It reportedly housed two counter-rotating cylinders, which were the key to its operation. These cylinders were filled with a liquid substance coded as Zerum 525, which was described as a glowing violet-pink metallic fluid. The legend claims that after the substance was cooled and activated, the Bell would begin to hum, then a high-pitched drone, before a powerful purple-violet light would burst forth, creating an intense humming electromagnetic field around it. According to Witkowski's account, the Bell was part of a larger, even more ambitious project known as Project Kronos, or Project Time. The device was supposedly capable of creating localized space-time distortions, a torsion field that could twist and warp the very fabric of reality itself. The primary goal of the project was to develop a technology that would allow the Nazis to control forces beyond the known laws of physics, perhaps even enabling time travel, manipulating gravity, or creating a new form of energy for military applications. The experiments were conducted at a top-secret facility known as Der Riese, or the Giant, a vast network of underground tunnels, factories, and research facilities carved into the Owl Mountains of Poland. The sheer scale and secrecy of Riese make it one of the greatest physical mysteries of the Third Reich. While Witkowski's claims about Kammler's testimony have never been independently verified, he asserts the original documents are still classified. The story became the foundation for a global conspiracy myth that continues to captivate millions today.
Part 2. The Horrifying Experiments. Perhaps the most chilling and compelling part of the legend is the supposed results of these experiments. Witkowski claimed that the bell was not only a scientific marvel, but an incredibly dangerous and unstable one. After its activation, a devastating incident occurred, in which 5 of the 7 scientists working on the project, including the physicist Walter Gerlach, allegedly died. The details of their deaths are particularly gruesome. Their bodies were supposedly altered, their blood had crystallized, and some of their tissues had disintegrated, as if devoured from the inside. This was attributed to the horrific effects of an intense, unknown electromagnetic radiation field generated by the device. The legend serves as a dark cautionary tale, suggesting that the Nazis were so obsessed with power that they willingly sacrificed human lives, including their own, in pursuit of a forbidden technology. The legend further claims that after the horrific deaths of the scientists, Hans Kammler, the alleged head of the project, was so horrified by the machine's power and potential that he ordered its immediate deactivation and evacuation. According to conspiracy theories, Kammler arranged for the bell to be secretly loaded onto a plane and flown to South America, along with other advanced technologies and key personnel. Some versions of the story suggest Kammler died in a plane crash during the escape, while others claim he lived a secretive life in Argentina, continuing to work on the project and perhaps even sharing his knowledge with other governments. This part of the myth fuels a broader conspiracy theory about post-war Nazi escape routes and hidden bases. The sheer number of conflicting stories about Kammler's final fate only adds to the mystique, providing a fertile ground for speculation. The alleged location of the experiments, the Der Riese complex, is a real place that lends credibility to the myth. This massive, unfinished network of tunnels and bunkers was built using slave labor, and its true purpose has never been officially confirmed. The sheer scale of the project, with over 12 miles of tunnels, suggests it was meant for something of immense importance. Conspiracy theorists argue that it was either a final Führer headquarters or a hidden factory for exotic weaponry. The secrecy surrounding the Der Riese and its eerie unfinished tunnels make it the perfect stage for a myth like the bell to unfold, a location where anything seems possible. Part 3. The Man Behind the Myth, Hans Kammler. To fully understand the myth of Die Glocke, we must first look at the real man at its center, SS Obergruppenführer Hans Kammler. Unlike many figures in conspiracy theories, Kammler was very real, and his career was far more astonishing and horrifying than any fictional account. He was a highly influential and ruthless SS engineer who reported directly to Heinrich Himmler. He was a brilliant administrator and project manager, known for his ability to get things done regardless of the cost. He oversaw some of the most critical and sinister projects of the Third Reich, including the construction of Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camps and the underground V-2 rocket production factories in Nordhausen, where thousands of slave laborers were worked to death. His efficiency was legendary, and he was known for his cold, unfeeling approach to human life. As the war drew to a close, Kammler's sudden and complete disappearance became one of the most perplexing mysteries of the Nazi regime. While most high-ranking Nazis were either captured, committed suicide, or escaped, Kammler simply vanished without a trace. The last confirmed sighting of him was in May 1945. Allied intelligence agencies, particularly the US and UK, spent decades searching for him, with conflicting reports of his fate. Some reports suggested he was executed by the SS to prevent him from falling into enemy hands. Others, like the testimony of his adjutant, reported that Kammler committed suicide by cyanide poisoning near Prague. However, some theories, often embraced by conspiracy theorists, claim he made a secret deal with the Americans and was taken to the United States under Operation Paperclip in exchange for his knowledge of Nazi technology. This real, documented mystery of his disappearance provides the perfect soil for a mythical story like The Bell to take root and flourish. Kammler's real-life role as a mastermind of secret projects and his unknown fate make him the perfect villain for a tale of unimaginable technology.
Part 4. The debunking and historical context. Despite the enthralling nature of the legend, the vast majority of mainstream historians and physicists dismiss the story of Die Glocke as a complete fabrication. The most significant piece of evidence against it is the complete lack of credible primary sources. Igor Witkowski's claims have never been substantiated with the original documents he cited. No other Nazi scientist who worked on a wide range of projects, from rockets to nuclear research, ever mentioned anything resembling the Bell in their interrogations or memoirs. The story simply does not appear in any official or even unofficial historical record. Historians and military analysts have combed through countless archives and found no corroborating evidence for its existence. Furthermore, the purported scientific principles behind the Bell are entirely unproven and belong firmly in the realm of science fiction. The concept of anti-gravity or space-time manipulation was, at the time, pure fantasy and remains so today. The descriptions of Zerum 525 and torsion fields have no basis in modern physics. While the Nazis were indeed working on advanced weaponry like the V-2 ballistic missiles and early jet aircraft, these were based on real, albeit cutting-edge, engineering principles. The claims of a mysterious alloy and a glowing liquid that can warp reality are highly implausible and do not align with any known physical laws. The Bell seems too far-fetched, even for a regime obsessed with Wunderwaffen, or wonder weapons. It is highly likely that the legend of Die Glocke is a clever mixture of real facts, the existence of Kammler, the Riese complex, and Germany's frantic search for a war-winning technology, and a deliberate fabrication to fill in the historical gaps and create a compelling narrative. The real purpose of the Riese complex, as historians believe, was to serve as a decentralized industrial site, protecting weapon production from Allied air raids. The lack of any Glocke at the site and the absence of any other physical evidence strongly suggest the story is a modern invention. So, if the Bell is a fabrication, why does the legend persist? The answer lies in our collective fascination with government secrets and our deep-seated distrust of authority. The story of Die Glocke is a perfect modern myth. It takes real, historical mysteries like the disappearance of Hans Kammler and the enigmatic Riese complex and fills the void with a fantastic narrative. It feeds into the idea that behind every major historical event there's a hidden, powerful, and often malevolent secret. The Nazis, with their esoteric obsessions and real-life scientific advancements, are the perfect villains for such a story. The myth also benefits from the broad public interest in conspiracy culture. It connects with other stories of secret projects and impossible technology, from the Philadelphia experiment to the rumored existence of Nazi UFOs, which allegedly utilized similar anti-gravity propulsion systems. These narratives offer a compelling alternative to the often mundane, complicated, and sometimes unsatisfying explanations of history. The Bell legend gives ordinary people a special, secret knowledge that is hidden from the masses, creating a sense of being in the know and a part of an exclusive group of truth seekers. It is a testament to the power of a good story that it can transform a handful of dubious claims into an enduring part of our modern folklore.
The legend has been featured in countless books, documentaries, and even video games, each time solidifying its place in the popular imagination and blurring the lines between fact and fiction. So, did the bell exist? The evidence suggests it did not. But the most interesting part of this story isn't about whether a bell-shaped device could warp space-time. It's about what the story tells us about ourselves. It shows how badly we want to believe that there is more to the world than we are told. It speaks to our fascination with the limits of science and the secrets that governments might hold. The bell is a powerful reminder that sometimes the most dangerous thing a government can create isn't an impossible weapon, but a vacuum of trust that allows hoaxes to thrive and become a part of our shared mythology. This has been Chronicle Cube. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating enigmas.